Hello, I'm Dr. Arthur D. Kemp, the Hammond Doc. I'm working on a vintage Leslie crossover, and what I'm going to do in this series of videos is show you how I go about recapping a Leslie crossover. If you can go back and look at a previous video, I show you how to test the capacitors in a vintage Leslie crossover. In fact, this crossover that we're going to recap was the one that we tested, and we saw that it was the capacitors were outside of the range, which is what I anticipated for a crossover of this vintage. So what I'm going to do is, of course, replace the capacitors. Now, the first thing that I do, just go ahead and so that I don't make the video too long, I'll do them in parts. Beginning now. This is what the underside of the capacitor crossover will look like, and this is the capacitor right here. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and we'll remove this tape. This is the cork. Won't need that anymore. Won't need any of this anymore. Now, what we will be able to use, though, is the wire from this. Okay? So I want to cut the white wire. And cut the black wire. And for some other projects that I would use in the future, I'll go ahead and cut the red wire as well. And that's the old capacitor. And let's go ahead and peel back this wire. So we'll be using that. And this one as well. Okay. Now, this side, of course, this is the treble. This is the treble side. This is the bass side. According to my readings, that treble side is the most important side. But from what I've read, it says that if you do the treble side, you might as well go ahead and do the bass side too. But of course, when I checked, as I said, the capacitor in this particular unit, both were outside of the range. So that's what we're going to do both. Now, I'm using Dayton capacitors. These are wonderful capacitors for this type of project. And the size are, and I need 7.8 microfarads is what I need here. So I have a 5.6 microfarad capacitor and a 2.2 microfarad capacitor. And so I take these and wind them together like that. That's what they'll look like, okay? And since I'm in the process of doing that, might as well go ahead and do the base side as well. The base side, using date capacitors again, I have a 6.2 microfarad, 6.2 microfarad, and a 0.1 microfarad capacitor. And I do them the same way. Twist them together. But then you don't want to forget this 0.1. So I put it right on the top there. And add it to the twist. Get that little one in, get that little fella in there. Got to twist him. Alright, so there we go. Now I have my capacitor set that I need for my treble and for my bass unit. Alright, I think that's enough for this particular video. And I'll come back and we'll do we'll go to the next step in this video series. So until then, this is Dr. Kemp, the Hammond Doc. Yeah, even my radio recognizes that I'd like for you to have a peaceful and a wonderful day on today. Goodbye.